Hey, Emily. Hey, Alexandra. Taranaki. Frida. Lupita. Puppet. Zoe. I don't even know what you mean, Frida. That would just be me meeting. Hey, Blueberry Muffins. I actually got takeout today. It wasn't pretty good. It wasn't great. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Sia. Hey, Script Code. I got takeout, but it wasn't very satisfying. Hey, Bally. I got A&W. I wanted to try A&W's smoothies. Lost a lot of weight? Not a lot. Well, whatever, Frida. Yeah, I wanted to try the smoothie from A&W, and it's really not great. I was very disappointed in their smoothie. I didn't even bother finishing it. When do I start? Monday. So yeah, I start Monday. Training is 9 a.m. to 5:30, which is so early. Oh, just burger and fries, and their fries are mediocre, and their burgers aren't great. It's honestly A&W just in general isn't great. Milkshakes give me the shit, Scapegoat. So yeah, of course I wasn't going to be drinking the milkshake. Hey, Owl. I kind of want to hear what Puny Rock sounds like now. That sounds like a new genre, Puny Rock. Sticky stick walk. What? Okay, Google user. Hey, Anonymous. So, yeah, don't imagine. It was a strawberry smoothie. So, yeah, don't imagine I will be getting A&W probably ever again. What are my thoughts on Dirty Sanchez? Not something I would, not something I'm interested in, but I'm not going to kink shame. Chick-fil-A. Fuck Chick-fil-A. Is Chick-fil-A still owned by homophobic assholes? Because if it is, then fuck them. Steve made his channel. Well, congratulations to Steve. Stuck at home with COVID? Yeah. To be fair, Zoe, I ignore all questions about where I live. Like, it's just like I ignore all questions about where I live and who I live with. Hey, Elizabeth, I don't want to give any details. Tried to open a Chick-fil-A in the UK and it didn't work out well. Well, isn't that a shame? Canes? I don't know what a Canes is. Thanks, Elizabeth. It's better than Chick-fil-A. I mean, I'm partial to KFC myself, which, also not a great company, but Raisin Crate Canes, never heard of them, Elizabeth. Do you think this YouTube world messes up people? Kinda. Yeah, I think it does. I like Popeyes. I do not like Popeyes. I've had Popeyes twice. The Sprite was watered down to the point of being undrinkable. Like, I drink water a lot, Like, water is sort of like the main thing that I drink. But so I'm fine with water. But the sodas, the Sprites, both times that I got Popeyes, both times, the Sprite was watered down to the point of being undrinkable. And I drink water regularly. And I found that watered down Sprite unfucking drinkable. Terrible. I'm not peeing every 15 minutes. Later in the evening, I usually am Google user. It does reach a point in the evening where I do end up hitting the toilet every 15, 20 minutes. And as for the chicken itself, like, obviously, Popeyes, I wanted fried chicken. I like fried chicken. And I just found it really not particularly good. Like, really not great. Like, whenever I go to grocery store, I would sometimes get fried chicken from like the hot and ready counter, and that shit was better than what Popeyes had. Pizza Patron, never heard of that. Fried chicken. I mean, I'd be fine with. I think I would probably enjoy real fried chicken. Soaked chicken in milk the other day before cooking it. I think that's a pretty common thing. KFC, yes, we do have KFC in Canada. The funniest thing, like the wildest thing, is when you go to KFC and they don't have chicken. Like, you walk in, they're like, "Hey, sorry, we're out of chicken." It's like, but that's what you sell. That is literally your whole thing is chicken. How do you not have the one thing that you exist to sell? Like, if you're out of your one dish, maybe just close. I went to Starbucks and I had no coffee beans. Yeah, how does that work? Titney? I mean, honestly, Titney, probably for the best. Fried chicken is not particularly good for you, I don't think. Non-coffee drinks, I do, but would I boycott Starbucks? I don't know. if they, hey, Habibi, if Starbucks sort of implemented policies that sort of bothered me to the point where I could no longer support them, then sure. I remember early 2000s when BK was sued because some guy claimed to have had a finger and burger from an employee who had suffered an accident. Probably Wendy's, not sure. The other thing, though, I don't go to Starbucks anymore. Like, Starbucks, Cornwall does have a Starbucks, but it's not convenient for me. Guy threw a drink at me at Starbucks. Oof. I'm certainly not a fan of their union busting efforts. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they've been involved in some other sketchy shit. They have like it's. I haven't heard anything about Starbucks that's enough for me to swear off them as a company. But at the same time, it's not like I can easily get down to Starbucks. I mean, I could. It's yeah. In theory, it's walking distance because just about everything in Cornwall is pretty much walking distance. But it's enough of a walk that it's not worth it. You know, it's far enough that it's just not worth going. So it's not convenient for me. So I'm just entirely possible I will never actually have Starbucks again. That is in an entirely distinct possibility. Is there actually corn there? Of course. In the grocery stores. Don't grocery stores where you live sell corn? I mean, drinking haircut. I do need to get a haircut. Need some Swedish berries. I've got some. Bowl cut for old time's sake. Eat a hot dog on live. I mean, maybe I could order Billy Kay sometime. Swedish berries. Sort of Swedish fish too. Not as much now. Yeah, I do find Billy Kay's has pretty good hot dogs, so maybe it's something I could order sometime. No, honey bunny, they're mine. They're mine, and I can't reach through a computer screen. And Swedish berries. Wrong order at Starbucks? I mean, I've barely gotten orders at Starbucks, so I don't think so. I'm going to be doing customer service for Scapegoat. World would be a better place without scooters. No, Frida, that is absolutely not true. There's scooters absolutely benefit people with disabilities. Scooters exist for people who have disabilities who can't get around. Oh, okay, yeah. I was confused. Like, what? Thanks, Wendy. Okay, I've literally never heard of scooters as a restaurant or coffee shop or anything. Thank you, Habibi. Bust a 180 on that Farm Boy 50cc horsepower engine. Thanks, JT. Lou, light us up another. I missed a question there. A lot of people in Cornwall smoke weed. Enough. Thoughts on Pizzagate? People died because of stupid fucking conspiracy theorists. And not a single lesson was learned. Hey, Color Purple. Being Iraq and coming to Texas now. Wear a pink shirt. I mean, I've got my that Sailor Moon shirt I've got is somewhat pink, fairly pink, but another time. What did I forget? Burger. I got takeout. So I'm gonna go see my mom tomorrow. She cleaned a. She had a spare rug that she cleaned for me. So I'll bring that back with me so that I can have a carpet in my room. Yes, I did look them up, Google user, and they seem legit. They seem to be legitimate. Need to help her move some stuff in her living room so she can clean her carpet in the living room as well. Spare ribs line my bedroom floor. Also, apparently, my brother got fired from that job he was working at. Hey, Mandy, welcome. I live like that influencer who built a cockroach house. Why? My mother thinks it's because he didn't play the Office Politics game. Hey, Zach. Like my mom's pretty sure it's because he didn't play the Office Politics game. Essentially. Now that he's fired, I may as well actually talk about what the job was. So he was working at a place called Navcan. Basically, a place that a lot of refugees live there. There's a bunch of refugees from Africa, Middle East, South America, places that refugees come from, Syria and sort of stuff like that. So, yeah, it's sort of like a just a bunch of refugees live there, and they try to help the refugees out. The way my mom put it is that my brother would try to do things in a way that was right and logical, but in a place that's sort of dedicated to helping refugees, generally management wants to go with the most insulting approaches possible. So, foreign student exchange, probably not. Yeah, it was just hey JJ. So yeah, basically, like they didn't really give him that much training, and he was hey Bruce, he was basically hired on as like a team leader, like right from the start. They gave him virtually no training, and they assigned him sort of a later shift, so like half his shift. There were no senior staff available. So he was basically just having to figure shit out on his own on the fly. And he would always default to what made the most sense while helping people. His pay was $20 an hour, so not too bad then. I don't know. I mean, I would have been helping people. He does have a history of it, because a lot of it. No, I did not fire her. Would I ever foster children? No. I am not an uncle. I am uncle once removed. Like, what is it when your cousin has a kid? Like my cousin has a kid. What is that? Is that great uncle? Second cousin? So yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'm not an uncle or aunt. My opinion on crunchy moms and most phony holistic practices. That they're mostly bullshit. Not many kids. Well, one end with me. Guess so. Like, no, you can say. I mean, depends on the context, Carrie. Like, it depends on why you're saying it. Cousin's kid is your cousin too. All right. Good to know then, Pink Season, because I don't know how that shit works. Etsy shop to sell commemorative Uncle memorabilia? No. My crafty, not in the slightest. I am not crafty in the slightest. Hi, Cam. Can you have my teeth? I mean, sure, when I'm done with them. I mean, like, I'm using them right now, but when I'm done with my teeth, sure, you can have them, whatever. Once I no longer need them. Probably be it'll probably be a few years though. Like if you need teeth now, you'd be better off finding them somewhere else. I suspect I will probably need these ones for a few more years. Doing my body to science. I have actually. Like I've signed up to be an organ donor. And I think, did I donate my body to whatever the hell they want to do with it? I think I did agree to have my body donated to science or whatever else they want to do with it. I don't really care. I'll be dead. What do I care what's done with my body? Science will give mine to Goodwill. I just had the funny thought of like a vampire who had agreed to donate their body to science when they died. You know, like somebody agrees to donate their body to science when they die, and then they get turned into a vampire, and like scientists are like grabbing them in one of those giant cartoon nets, and it's like, but I'm still using my body. You signed the paperwork. Hey, Gary. Hey, Tiffany. You agreed we'd get your body when you're dead. Are you breathing? No, you're fucking dead. So we get your body now, bitch. And sure, your body is donated to Becky Williams. But I'm only undead. No breathing. You're not breathing. You're not alive. You're dead. Hey, Frogger. I've never done an autopsy. Say bitch again. All right, Jenna. Hey, my bitch. That good, Jenna? Oh, I thought I did, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Hey, Comic Brook. Of course it's not Comic Brook. I held a human brain for an autopsy. Well, that sounds gross, Ash. How's my day? Friday night, live a little. Nah. Do I ever watch Food Network? Nah. I used to watch it with Chantel. We would watch like Iron Chef or Beat Bobby Flay, a couple other shows. So occasionally, we there were a few shows we watched on the Food Network, but I like how they don't beat Bobby Flay. I sort of came to the conclusion that it was better when they did beat him. Hey, great fart, 420. Cornwall Upley, I have not. You find Rachel Ray hot? I mean, she's a good-looking woman. Who's better, Fieri or Bourdain? I mean, Bourdain. Not I like. I never really watched either of them. I imagine that Guy Fieri himself would say that Anthony Bourdain was the better. Like even Guy Fieri would probably be like, "Oh, no competition. He Bourdain." Guy Fieri's a top-notch dude. He does. He does seem to be. He apparently, like I've heard that he is just a great guy. Anthony Bourdain's the man. Yeah, from what I've heard, like Anthony Bourdain was just an amazing guy. Hey, Super Brett. MG, holy shit! Been working my butt off at work. Thank you for coming live. I miss you. How the heck are you? MG, hearts in the chat for MG. So many, hundreds of hearts in the chat for MG for that $100. Holy shit! Thank you so much. How that come? Employed. I'm starting Monday. I've got a job, MG. I've got a job of my own that I start on Monday. So I'll have what is the deal with veal? Because I accidentally bought veal once, Gary. Like I bought veal by accident one time. Um, and for some reason, people came to the conclusion that I'm just like fucking obsessed with veal or something. I don't know why, but people were like, people just concluded that I love veal, and I'm like, it was a fucking accident. I mean, made veal loaf, yeah, because I had veal. Because what the fuck am I gonna, you know? I had ground veal. I had to do something with it. New Zelda game? I don't know, Fausto. I honestly don't know if I'll play it or not. Wait and see, I guess. Just the antithesis of you, very not woke, not socially justice. I mean, meat is meat. I mean, veal isn't something I would normally get. Like I said, it was just I asked for beef and they brought veal. I have played Breath of the Wild. I didn't end up finishing it, though I've seen the end of it. I watched a Let's Play of Breath of the Wild. I was unsatisfied with the Let's Plays that were out there. Because it felt like none of them really explored. Hey, Backrooms. It's the youngest cow I would eat. I don't want to say. Oh, fuck. God damn it. It's the youngest cow I would eat. They gotta be at least 18. Damn it. Is veal not more expensive? I think it usually is. I know. I know. I'm not proud of that one. I'm not proud of it. It's just, ugh. My job is to detect insurance fraud. So working at a hospital, then a courthouse and probation, and now I detect and deter insurance fraud. So that's my path. Sounds fun. Oh. Did I miss Frida saying something? Did Frida say she's leaving? I don't see Frida's comment here. Hey, J. Dot. Good night if you are leaving, Frida. Sorry, I didn't see if you said that you were. Much training is involved with my new job. There's going to be 3 weeks. 1 week of sort of just 1 week of sort of classroom training, 1 week of like sort of watching somebody else, 1 week of doing it on my own with somebody watching me. So 3 weeks of training. Watched a hentai the other day. Which one? Extra Cove tomorrow? We'll see anybody. Do you like Vor? I do not. Vor weirds me out. I don't get it. I don't understand Vor. Favorite gorilla song? I mean, I'm basic. Clint Eastwood. What's Vor? Vor is like it's this fetish thing about being eaten. You know, like some giant lady swallowing you whole or something like that. Or being shrunk down and eaten. Vor reminds me of the snake channels. Sonic 4. It's hilarious, and there's a whole video game about it. I just don't get it. Why are cats always underfoot trying to get you to trip on them? Because they want to kill you. They want you to die. That's the conclusion I came to, Comic Brook. Cats want to kill you. Virtual training Fausto. Plant for my room? Yeah, maybe. What training video? Some reptile channels are actually fetish channels, especially when they use large animals for food. Is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Vor? No. Anyway, Honey, I Ate the Kids. Anyway, I was talking earlier about Breath of the Wild. So I watched a Let's Play Breath of the Wild, but like I couldn't find any Let's Plays of Breath of the Wild where the people like actually explored and like read everything they could, talked to all the NPCs that were available, you know, had all the conversations they could, read all the lore they could, did all the exploration they could. It honestly, all the Breath of the Wild Let's Plays I found felt like they were sort of trying to rush things. So I did end up buying the game just so that I could explore. So yeah, and I visited all the stables to talk to the NPCs and traveled around the map, looked for secrets. Oh, I did all 4 Divine Beasts, obviously. Is Clifford the big red dog considered a kaiju? I would say no. I would say he's not big enough to be a kaiju. Grape Ape. I'm not really familiar with Grape Ape, so I'm not sure how big he is. Can I play House Party? Probably not. Grape Ape, that's a throwback. Feel this job will be similar to your old job? It'll be somewhat different. Not as much as of a sales issue. Is Clifford tramps? I don't know. I've never read any Clifford books. Thoughts on Bad Bunny being sued by his ex for $40 million. What do I care? He's a big red dog. Yeah, I know. Do you watch any YouTubers? I mean, there's a couple like Mario Maker players that I watch, and a couple Let's Players that I, depending on what games they're playing, that I sometimes watch. But play House Party, Frank's How's It Going, Dude? Haunts my dreams. I mean, before playing House Party, I would need to buy House Party. Would I date a toxic woman? Oh. Would I date a fan? I don't know. But I venture to say that all women are toxic. Well, no. Of course not. Yeah, so I don't think I'll be playing House Party. Anyway, of course not all women are toxic. I would say women are really only toxic when women are only really at a risk of being toxic during their periods. I think that's when they get are at risk of like some kind of toxic syndrome, right? Jada, I've seen Wednesday. I did a video of Wednesday. Am I right? Like, isn't when women are on their periods, aren't they at some risk of toxic shock syndrome? No, guess not. Because of tampons. All right, so I guess it's not because of the. All right, so it's not because of the period itself. So never mind. My joke fails. It's my earliest memory. I don't even know. Do you think all the women in your chat are toxic? I mean, statistically, I doubt all of them use. Statistically, I doubt all of them use tampons. Some of them probably use pads. Some of you probably use pads. So probably only some of you are toxic, and even then, only some of the time. Earliest memory is eating an orange popsicle shaped like Fred Flintstone. I just plead out. Are all men toxic? Apparently, toxic shock syndrome can affect men too. So sometimes. I've been bleeding for 3 years straight. Should I send pics? I mean, I'll pass on those pictures. Can't say I'm terribly interested in those pictures, but I'm like the black smog Tim Curry slime from Ferngully. Anyone else remember that crazy live stream that was open and everyone was typing N Pete's dry spell? I don't remember that, nerd. I don't remember that, Nerdic. I had sushi and fried chicken for dinner. J-Dot, you are so wholesome. You are entirely too wholesome for this chat, J-Dot. Needs help learning to insert. Is there anything you can do? I mean, I could help her find some. I could help her find some sites to. For that, I'm sure I could find some good sites for that. But I still own any old gaming systems. Not really. I do still have the Nintendo 3DS. Which needs demonstration. But yeah, like I could find resources for that. Yeah, I could find resources that would have give demonstrations on how to do it. Sing Toxic Love by Tom Curry. I don't sing. Am I wholesome? No, I'm not wholesome. I need to go to Rebecca Jones's church right now. Do you mean the Rebecca Jones's church, aka the dumpster behind Arby's? Thoughts on toxic masculinity? I'm against it. I'm against it. The 3DS store closed in a few days. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be buying anything on it or anything for it. There's only a handful of games that really interested me. I've got the games. I've got the 3DS games that I want, that I would ever want to play again. Those games being Chrono Trigger and Ocarina of Time. Have I seen Samurai X? I have not seen. I have not seen Samurai 10. Would I need to watch Samurais 1 through 9 in order to follow along with Samurai 10? I never really watched Samurai Jack. I think I caught a few bits of it here and there. It didn't even seem like a fun show, but I never made the time to watch it. Sports, a little bit when I was a kid, but not much. Do I like Spawn? Spawn, not something that I ever had any interest in. I've got immense respect for McFarlane. Todd McFarlane. I mean, the guy's a fucking amazing artist. But like, I have immense respect for what Todd McFarlane accomplished with Spawn. The fact that it's still going all these years later, that it was one of the more consistent of the Image titles. Do you know that Wednesday Addams fix to season 2 is coming up soon? Yeah. Favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop? Maybe it's the episode of that crazy penguin looking guy. Favorite episode? I don't know. That's hard to say because there's a lot of good ones. And like, I like the fact that you want to be like mostly like self-contained, one, done in one episode, and then you'll get, an episode that's all about the backstory of and like the continuing vendetta between Spike and Vicious, and then it'll go back to done in ones. That first episode, like that first time we meet Vicious, I like talking. Like that very first Vicious episode is definitely up there. That that church tower fight, that fight at the top of the church and the explosion, just fucking awesome. I have not seen Westworld. It's such a great scene of Spike falling and that music playing where the grenade goes off, and yeah. And then obviously the 2-part finale. That hell of an end to the series. Need to watch it. I need to rewatch Evangelion, and I need to watch like the Evangelion remakes. I have seen the original Evangelion, like the complete run, including that including that movie they made in reaction to the underwhelming reaction, the underwhelming appreciation of the finale. So I did watch the original run of Evangelion, including the movie. I should rewatch it, and I should watch the remake. Would I go to the Nintendo store in New York? Maybe. I mean, probably be fun to do. Fooly Cooly. I have not. I have not seen FLCL. Does that one have a scene where a person like rides a giant guitar in through the sky? That's on Scarlett Johansson. I'm not a fan. Hey, Grinning Ghosts. Never watched Dragon Ball. But yeah, like I'm not a fan of Scarlett Johansson. I don't find that she's a good actor. Good anime about the story of Gainax. It's called Otaku no Video. You can be fan for free on Tubi. Actually, while we're on the hey Twinkle Twinkle, while we're on the topic of animated films, this coming Wednesday, Lackadaisy animated film releases on YouTube from Iron Circus Animation. The very first animated feature coming from Iron Circus, who are no, not NSFW platform. YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. So Lackadaisy is a webcomic. It is about cats in the Roaring 20s. So yeah, it's like I haven't read the comic yet. I'm gonna try to read the Lackadaisy comic before, or at least the 2 volumes of it that. Iron Circus is a comic book publisher. A fair number of what they've published were originally webcomics that were then sort of cleaned up and everything for print. So they acquired the rights to Lackadaisy. First 2 volumes were just have been sort of released. And as part of it, they also decided to make a animated film. And yeah, it's basically about like Prohibition era. But the characters are cats. So like it's it's 1920s America, but everybody is cats, which kind of a long, proud history of animation doing that, taking historical eras and being like cats. Everybody's a cat. So it's in the best. It's sort of like in the best Disney tradition in that sense. And yeah, it looks really good. It does look really. It looks like it'll be really good. So I will definitely be watching that on Wednesday. I'll probably end up having a review of it up on like Tuesday or something. So yeah, if you're looking for something, if you like animated, if you like animated films, it's like it's going to be like a 30-minute, so a short film, 30-minute movie, 30-minute film about best Hello Kitty character, Hello Kitty. Yeah, short, like 30-minute movie about animated film about Prohibition era, but the people are all cats. Can I say meow? Meow. Last unicorn? I did. it didn't. I've never watched either of those, MG. Here's the thing. I watched The Last Unicorn as an adult, like in my 20s, like in my mid 20s. Lackadaisy. Yes, Lackadaisy. Don't worry. I'll probably be reminding people. It's Iron Circus. If you go to Iron Circus on YouTube, you can follow them there, and you can actually, I mean, you can now go watch some of the teasers they've got out for it, trailers. So yeah, you can always go watch the trailers for it. It does look like it's gonna be really good. Yeah. So yeah, I was in my like mid-20s when I finally watched The Last Unicorn. So it did not have the effect on me that it would have for people who watched it as a kid. So it did not click with me that way. Also, fucking hated the soundtrack. Boston, I think, or is it America? Or who is this? Who is the band they used for the soundtrack? I want to say Boston, but it might have been somebody else. Hated that. Like, hey, is a band that I hated. So the soundtrack was like, Christ. Kansas, yes. So yeah, the soundtrack was like, Christ. Why? Why them? So yeah, I did not really enjoy The Last Unicorn, I'm afraid. Which, like I said, it's because I did not watch it as a kid. Um, I'm sure there are movies that I watched as a kid that young people who didn't would be like, why the hell did you like this shit? And I'd be like, because I was 6. I don't know. It's like that sometimes. Dark Crystal. I've never watched The Dark Crystal. Trying to think of some movies that I watched as a kid that. Trying to think of what movies I watched as a kid that I would probably still enjoy now. All I can really think of are like, Aladdin, Lion King, Toy Story, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, All Dogs Go to Heaven. I did like that. I did enjoy that one. I loved that movie as a kid. Fox and the Hound I never watched, but I did watch All Dogs Go to Heaven. I loved that one. Someone put on Dark Crystal while I was on acid trying to chill in a turn. I don't know if I watched Lady and the Tramp when I was a kid. Land Before Time, obviously, yeah. Land Before Time, definitely. Don Bluth. Um, maybe. Offhand, I don't remember. I don't even remember what Don Bluth, what movies Don Bluth made. Like, I mean, I know he was like just. Yeah, so Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven. I did watch those two. But never watched Secret of Nim. Never watched American Tail. Never watched Anastasia. So yeah, it looks like I didn't really watch any other of Bluth's movies. Just those two. Hey, Manson. polka dot shorts. But I mean, I did absolutely love those two. Hey, Northern Lights. Never watched Bananas in Pajamas. Let's see, what were some other movies that came out in 1989? I want to see if I can figure out some of the movies that I watched as a kid that. I'm just gonna go like year by year for. I don't know. Dress Up. Yeah, Mr. Dress Up was definitely mine. Mr. Dress Up was definitely my show, more than Mr. Rogers. I grew up on Mr. Dress Up. Like, I don't know if I ever even I don't know if I even watched Mr. Rogers. Damn sure watched Mr. Dress Up. He was sort of the Canadian version of Mr. Rogers. Deliberately so. He had sort of worked on Mr. Rogers' show and sort of wanted to bring something similar to Canadian kids. So yeah, he was, that was sort of a. I think that was sort of like the point was that he was like specifically the Canadian Tickle Trunket. In in retrospect, Tickle Trunk is a bit of a weird name. But yeah, it's yeah, he was great. Bananas and Pajamas were way more concerning. Yeah, I never watched that one. Or Big Comfy Couch, I never watched that one. R.I.P. Sherry Lewis, yeah. Loved Sherry Lewis. Lamb Chop Sing Along. Did watch Lamb Chop Sing Along back when I was a kid. Loved that one. Weird PBS show about lions. No idea, MG. The PBS show with the lemur. Which Zaboomafoo. I watched a couple of episodes of that as an adult with Chantel. It's fun. Zaboomafoo. It was Zaboomafoo. I don't remember how it's spelled. And like the couple episodes I watched as as in my 20s that I watched with Chantel, they were fun. I liked it. Zoobly Zoo. Za Boo Ma Foo. Elmo's World. Elmo's World I never watched. Anyway, somebody even mentioned another show, Carmen Sandiego. I think I might have watched a couple episodes of the Carmen Sandiego like game show. Not very many, not much of it though. The Netflix Carmen Sandiego show wasn't bad. Favorite Sesame Street character? Oscar. Gargoyles. Yeah, love Gargoyles. I watched Gargoyles because it had Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis doing voices, and I loved them on Star Trek. So I watched Gargoyles because of those two. Yeah, I think I only watched the first season of Gargoyles. I don't remember if I watched any. I don't remember if I watched any of the second season. And there's a lot about it and there's a lot about the show I don't really remember. Shit, I might have only watched like the first half of the first season, frankly. Gonna watch My Little Pony Friendship's Magic. I mean, I don't know how to arrange watch parties, so want to hear a joke? Anna, is this going to be a Nicole level joke, Anna? Thoughts on Scrappy Doo? I never watched any of the Scrappy Doo stuff. My Little Pony movie I saw as a child and it was wild. Is like from like the 80s. What advice do you have for a Spirited Away movie? Just relax and enjoy. Relax and let the magic wash over you. Take it for what it is. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Generous donation, obviously MG for the generous donation. Ex-friends are hanging out with my ex-boyfriend. I can tell because of the map on the Snapchat. I'm so sad. Aw. Scooby-Doo has a big family tree with 20 plus doodogs. Doodogs. And yes, Nancy, I did get a job. I don't think. Nah, I'm not really interested in Discord camp. Animated. I don't, Sarah. I don't think I ever watched any of the Transformers stuff. Didn't understand Spirited Away. You loved Princess Mononoke, but didn't understand. I mean, it's a weird movie, for sure. But tough job. It is just customer service. Work from home. What I did, MG. MG has a boyfriend. Toe and hot tub. No, Jenna. See, exactly. There you go. I think I missed it, Anna. Give me a second to see if I can find it. Want to hear a joke? And I think you may have had a one of my blocked words in there because I do not see your joke. I scrolled up and I do not see it anywhere. MASH? I think I did MASH. Towerfield? No. What word? I don't know. I mean, I've got a bunch of words blocked, Anunnaki. Don't let your boyfriend prevent you from meeting your husband. Can I cheer you up somehow? Would it cheer you up if I banged your mom? No, probably not. I'm sorry, Jenna. Too soon. Do something fun with my paycheck on Wednesday. Probably not much, Ash. I don't think I doubt I'll do much with my paycheck. What did the egg say to the boiling water? I can't get hard. I just got laid this morning. Hard is the joke. Is the word. It's because of the word hard, Anna. I don't know why. That's not even a word I have blocked. Like, that's the fucking weirdest part. I don't even have that word blocked. No, sir, I don't. For some reason, fucking YouTube. I don't like for some goddamn reason YouTube is like just does not like the word hard, which is a totally common word. I mean, other people. I guess other people are able to see it, but say it. But I don't know. It's just. I don't know. Sometimes it's just weird. Sometimes YouTube's automatic moderation is just weird. I don't get YouTube's so automatic moderation sometimes. Red Rover got banned at school. No hot tub. I'm gonna go refill my water glass. Back in a minute. Anyway, the stabbing was mostly unrelated. I missed something. Hot tub party. Hot tub time machine time. Big Jenna Feel Better hot tub charity. I worked in a probation office before I got stabbed and had to quit. The stabbing was mostly. Holy shit, Cam. Holy crap. Hot Tub Simulator 24-hour live stream. I'll send the pizza, you get the hot tub ready. I get flashed all the time and people bled all over my desk. Good times. No, Jenna. I never said that word, comic book. Never. I never in my life said that one. No. I never said it myself. Boys alive. I cannot miss on it. Nope. Because it was one of Chantel's words. You seem to have put it. I do script. I always buy like whenever anyone. Anyway, somebody asked for a beauty bag. Jenna. Milk chocolate covered raisins. Beauty bite. Comic Rook, welcome. Welcome back, Comic Rook. Please say the word that I don't say. Nope. Say it's over. All right. Beauty bite. Indeed I am, Comic Book. Indeed I am. I love milk chocolate, love chocolate raisins. Yeah, I like them. I know a lot of people don't, but I like them. I am Comic Book. Does Ramadan involve fasting? Chocolate covered peanuts? I don't, Frogger. I'm weird. All right. So, hanger is a thing. Only during the day, apparently. I think, yeah. Got her Ramadan an hour ago. I mean, she puts up with daily harassment. All right. I don't hate Comic Book. I just don't say Chantel's made. I just don't say made up words. Watching Aristocats with your cats now? Cute. Hey, Goose. Oh, she did not harass me. Well, of course she wouldn't mind. She always wanted me to say it. I would mind if I said it. I mean, yeah, I do put up with harassment. The amount varies, but yeah, I have to put up with harassment, and then sometimes I get fed up with it and I snap. Yeah, comic book. Like, there's a few things, like, there's a few words Chantel made up that I never said. Few words or phrases or things like that. I'm going to become a nun. Is it so you can hook up with the other nuns? I ate Dandy. Hey, Solomon. What other reasons are there to become a nun? None I can think of. It's all about that hot lesbo action. All about that hot lesbo action. Well, actually, no. Not just lesbo action. Hooking up with the priest as well. Hooking up with priests as well. So yeah, it's both. Nuns can go both ways. Nuns are really hot. They have no business being as hot as they are. I mean, it's just. No, don't. I mean, I've seen plenty of porn, MG. All I'm saying is I've watched porn, and I think I can believe, if you can't trust porn to be an accurate depiction of religious orders. Could I get a girl couldn't a not up Lemon's porn video? I have not. Really affect badly in a relationship? Well, lucky for me, I'm not in a relationship. You think it's real when people do sex in videos? I mean, in professional porn, usually not. That's unknown that November. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's. I think. Yeah, I think some people have fun with it. Some people consider it a fun challenge. Not something that I would ever give a shit about myself, but whatever. No, of course not. Can you say an incident that happened in your life that really motivated me? Nope. Nothing's ever motivated me. I do not have an MLP jar. Can you even make one day? I mean, I've gone a couple days at a time. Yeah, I've sometimes gone a couple days without doing it. First ever adult shooting was at the age of 18 with Blaze Christie, who's now in prison for like 20 years. Literally walking aggressive motivation. I mean, I am very much an unmotivated person. Great job being in live, even with a small amount of views. Yep, I try, Solomon. Yeah, I don't really get a lot of views here anymore. Very type A, and he's type. He's very type given the D. Is he type D in your type A? I'm sorry, MG. I don't. I won't blame you if you never donate again. I'm joking. Made meal. I have not yet, Zed. Any suggestions in any field of my life? Probably, but I won't listen to them. Hey, no name. The job is not started yet. The job starts Monday. The problem is like people can suggest whatever they want. I'm not gonna use any of those suggestions. Thanks, Salman. I always take constructive criticism. I take it. And then I just do nothing. I will not know name. Job is just some work from home customer service thing. It'll be mostly live chats and emails with some phone calls. I don't want to go into detail about who it is I'm working for. Or like what field it is. I mean, I fast when I like just sleep through the day. Does that count? That after dinner? I actually had A&W for dinner. Not going to be doing that again. Seen 40 Days and 40 Nights. I have not Anunnaki. Hey, Barney. I love customer service. I like helping people. I don't like when I'm in a spot that what is A&W? Restaurant. You've never heard of A&W, MG? It's like this burger place. They're pretty well known for their root beer, actually. I think it's sort of like the main thing that they're known for is like they do a lot of like big on root beer. Yeah, it's a burger place. It's a fast food restaurant. It comes from a restaurant. Well, I mean, no, it's not. It's not that root beer specifically comes from a restaurant. It's that they are a restaurant that is particularly well known for serving root beer, which is weird in thinking about it. Like most places have root beer, but A&W somehow made it, a part of their identity. Imagine Pepsi having a fast food place is blowing my mind. I think it stands for hamburgers and root beer. MG, yes, I am in Canada. Is A&W only Canadian? No, it's in both countries. Hamburgers and root beer lives rent free in my head now. So it's not a place that I ever really went to as a kid. Like it's not somewhere that I had it's not something that I had very often when I was young. And honestly, I don't think I'll be having it again. Their fries aren't great. Their burgers, honestly, their burger is probably better than McDonald's burger. Um, I will admit that. Like, I will admit that the A&W burger is actually better than the McDonald's burger. Um, but the fries suck. Uh, yeah, I told her. Sorry, Asjay. Goodness. Oh, there's a throwback. Go Nuts and Strife. Yeah, she was. They are A&W is definitely pricier than McDonald's. Not by a lot, but a little bit pricier. But like, I don't know. Their smoothies suck. I don't like root beer myself. And like, I got one of their smoothies and it sucked. I mean, I remember when the internet was at a tight. Yep, same here. I remember the early days of the internet. I suppose I wasn't really as aware of a lot of this stuff as some people, but no, Donuts and Stripe is definitely where that one. The hamster song. Um, Badger. I don't remember that one. Homestar Runner, which is still going, I think. Yeah, like I didn't really spend much time on like E-Bombs World or Ultimate Showdown. Yeah, I never watched Ultimate Showdown. Yeah, I didn't really spend that much time on Newgrounds or E-Bombs World or those other or the sites like that. So a lot of that stuff I did end up missing. Yeah, Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. I never watched that one. So there's a lot of stuff that I just never bothered watching. Or the guinea pig dance. Yeah, there's the guinea pig song. I remember there being one about guinea pig. And I remember there was a line, "Feed me Timothy Hay." I had no idea that that was like, you know, a kind of hay. I thought like Timothy was the name of the guinea pig's owner. So it's like, "Feed me Timothy Hay." And then like whenever I was working whenever I was a cashier at Walmart, people would sometimes come through and buy like a pack of hay for their guinea pig. And every time I'd scan through the Timothy Hay, I would think of that video, which I first watched with Chantel. So I would think of that video and I would think of her. So yeah, every time I get a pack of hay, just feed me Timothy Hay. Numa Numa. I remember the Numa Numa guy. Again, not something that I paid that much attention to, but I was aware of Numa Numa. Got exam today. Oh, good luck with that, Solomon. Good luck with your exam. Cover the Numa Numa guy. Viral video, yep. Yeah, that was a relatively early viral video. Shit, as I recall, I feel like viral wasn't even really used as a term back then. Yeah, I feel like Numa Numa was like just a little bit before the idea of a viral video was sort of codified, I guess you'd say. I never watched YouTube until I made a channel in 2016. Fair. "28 is elderly. 38 is old." I used to scare myself by watching ghost videos when I was younger. "38 is senior pass." It feels that way. I'm 28 and I still listen to Snoop Dogg and NWA on the regular. Hubert Cummerdale, never heard of him. I will note one of the few things that I am kind of proud of myself for is that I do actually enjoy looking for music that I didn't grow up with. You know, I am not listening to the same shit I listened to at 16 or even at 20. Like, I mean, I suppose Heartless Bastards I've been listening to for like 15 years now, or 17 years? 2006? 2005? They made it to be. So Heartless Bastards I've been listening to for a long time. But Priscilla on St. Vincent, I've gotten pretty into. Sleigh Bells, Portugal the Man. I've got a few songs by Wallace. Definitely want to actually find more of their music. I don't know. Like I've got Portishead. Oh, love Portishead. I was fucking obsessed with Portishead as a teenager. I still like a lot of Portishead songs. I still really like most of their music. I still really like most of the music from their first two albums. I was not impressed with Third. Are they touring? No idea. Not at the moment. They're not touring right now. Looks like, but I think they do sometimes tour. I think they do still tour pretty regularly. Prozac. There are a couple. I like the two Porters. I like the two Prozac songs. Prozac was a two-hit wonder. Glory Box. Yeah, I love Glory Box. I had Glory Times. So like there was this album. It was 5 remixes each of Glory Box and Sour Times. So yeah, just 10 tracks, just 5 remixes of each of those two songs called Glory Times. I even bought that fucking thing. I was obsessed with them. Thrice or Bayside or any emo? Not really. Pat the Bunny, don't know. Yeah, Prozac, I remember them being a 2-hit wonder. There was Sucks to Be You and oh shit, what was the other one? Biff Naked. What's that one Biff Naked song? I got a boyfriend. He's a bad boy. What the fuck was that song called? Twitch. I kind of liked Twitch. My favorite band is the Heartless Bastards. Dragula, I think, might be the only zombie song I've got on my computer. Hey, true story. I'm pretty sure Dragula is the only zombie song I've got. It's just a fucking amazing song. First Class by Jack Harlow. No, can't sing it. All right, Prozac. I want to remind myself what Prozac's other song was. Because I remember them being a 2-hit wonder. Strange Disease. That's what it was. I liked those 2 songs by them. They were very much a 2-hit wonder. I was unaware. Apparently, they put out an entire animated film to go I guess the song that album they made must have just been the soundtrack for an animated film. I touched Rob Zombie at a concert and it was gross. I was riding on someone's back. This is when I was 95 pounds and I got to touch him. He wears makeup on his whole body and he is very sweaty. I mean, yeah, he's the type of performance that somebody like Zombie puts on, it's gonna make you sweaty. It's gonna get sweaty. He's not up there crooning. He's active. Daft Punk, not really my thing. Daft Punk isn't really my thing. Prince, I mean, yes. I was not attracted to him. Hey, Lolo, thanks. First concert was Weird Al. My sixth was Rob Zombie. And was coated in paint and sweated at stink. So it was a great night then, I guess. Thoughts on Nickelback? When Bowie died, I got to see the exhibit at the Art Institute in Chicago's amazing Coldplay. I'll admit, there's a couple Coldplay songs that I do like. Look at the graph. Mayhem Fest here in the PNW. Which one? Coldplay. No, The Scientist is genuinely a lovely song. Yellow, genuinely lovely song. And God Put a Smile Upon Your Face is a good song. Deftones? No Deftones songs I like. Toto? No, absolutely not Toto. There's honestly very few bands from the 80s that I enjoy. Clocks. I think I do have Clocks on my playlist as well. Christian music? No, I don't like Christian music. But rock band. Nickelback get hate because they have a sound that is easy to mock, I think. Radiohead? I like Radiohead well enough. I really loved thanks, Jay. I really loved Radiohead when I was younger. I sort of hit a point where like I found myself enjoying them a lot less. Just my tastes changed. But yeah, I think it is like they just feel like Nickelback is sort of like feels like lowest common denominator music. I think is sort of the best way to describe them. And like they've got sort of like this country vibe to them. And it's just, they're very easy to make fun of. Like, they're really easy to parody and to mock. And that led to them, and that, I will admit, it did lead to people exaggerating their dislike for Nickelback. Like, Nickelback does suck, but their suckiness like became sort of a meme that people started taking seriously. I think that's what happened. Like, Nickelback sucking became a meme that people took seriously. That said, one of my favorite things about Nickelback. There was this show that Chantal and I used to watch. Was it MTV Live? Might have been called something else. Never been to a bar where people didn't know all the lyrics to a Nickelback song. I mean, I don't know the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics to any Nickelback songs. Um, but yeah, there's some show that Chantal and I used to watch. Um, a couple hosts. There, a couple hosts and a couple other people. One of the hosts liked Nickelback, and like this is Canadian. It was like a Canadian show. So yeah, this is Canadian. They were like down. They were in Toronto. Do I know the lyrics to any songs? Oh yeah, plenty of songs. So yeah, they were downtown. Like they were downtown Toronto that they were filming, and one day, as part of a bit, one of the hosts, the host who does like Nickelback, went out on the streets of downtown Toronto and asked people if they liked Nickelback. Spent an hour. She spent an hour asking people in downtown Toronto, "Hey, do you like Nickelback?" Virtually no one. There was virtually no one who said they like Nickelback. Which I'll admit strikes me as like at the time that and like they were making the joke. How is Nickelback making so much money if no one is willing to admit that they like them? Yeah, it's one of those things where like Nickelback clearly has a ton of fans, most of whom deny that they are fans of Nickelback. Most of them do not admit to being fans. I think the way the lead singer even looks. Yeah, fair. I mean, everyone's dad likes them. Yeah. Fit for radio. Yeah. See, it just amuses me that like people are all all these secret Nickelback fans. He's married to freaking Avril Lavigne. Yep. Yep, he was. I remember. No. No, I've never liked Nickelback. How is Avril? I don't know. Not dead. Avril Lavigne is, to the best of my knowledge, probably not dead. That's sort of what I was replacing. That's sort of what I was referencing. Actions Project, the Avril Lavigne replacement theory. She hates that. Like she hates that conspiracy theory. Like Paul McCartney always had sort of a sense of humor about the Paul is dead theory, but Avril Lavigne apparently just absolutely hates it. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. It's I don't know. It feels like an interesting contrast between the two, where Paul McCartney is like makes songs referencing the meme, the theory, and like makes jokes about it. And rock out to Avril Lavigne. No. Remember a few years ago, there was some sort of Metallica tribute concert thing, and Avril Lavigne was brought in to do a cover of Fuel. 20 years since her debut. We old. Yep. We old. Like, that was a weird choice. Even James, like, I remember, like, I wasn't really watching the show or anything, but like, I flipped over to it at one point, and and it happened to be when Avril Lavigne was doing her cover of Fuel, and like the camera showed, sort of cut to James Hetfield just commenting on how weird it was, and then like quickly like covering up like, oh, but it's great. It's like, I'm not entirely sure that James Hetfield really appreciated Avril Lavigne at that being one of the performers at that tribute show. Yeah, I got the feeling that he was like, why is she like? Why did they bring her in? But didn't want to be a dick about it. So I was like, but it's great. I love it. And I mean, bless her heart, Avril Lavigne did try to get as hard as she could. That time Fergie sang the national. I don't remember that Frogger. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Miley Cyrus from all my heart. Nicki Minaj. Maybe that popped up. Bally, I would say that yes, it is a matter of your time and age bias. Here's the other thing I would say. You remember the music you liked. There was a lot of garbage back in the 90s and back in the 80s and back in the 70s and back in the 60s and back in the 50s. There's always been a lot of garbage, a lot of terrible music that somehow was like top of the charts. But that shit gets forgotten because people remember the good stuff. Um, I made a conscious decision not to be one of those. Mambo number 5 was peak humanity. Yeah, remember when fucking swing was huge in the 90s? The Barry Setzer Orchestra? Was it the Barry Setzer Orchestra? I fucking bought that CD. Brian Setzer. Yes, thank you, Cam. The Brian Setzer Orchestra. I bought that. I bought his fucking CD for some goddamn reason. For some fucking reason, back in the 90s, I was like, hey, yeah, swing. This is music that I want to listen to. What does Fox say? It's sort of a whiny noise. I think it's sort of. I think it does kind of bark a little bit, and sort of like high pitched noise, high pitched, sort of a high pitched dog sounds. The gay blue X-Man. It will never cease to amuse me how little that narrows it down, Cam. The gay blue X-Man, you're gonna have to be more specific than that. That's still like 8 that I can think of off the top of my head. Could be Nightcrawler, could be Beast, could be Mystique, could be Maggot. Holy shit, MG! Jesus Christ, another 100. Why, MG? Why? Why 201 night? Play the game with me soon. Thank you for streaming. It's so refreshing to come here and talk about nostalgia and nerdy stuff, even though you were wrong about a lot. Maybe not tomorrow. I will try maybe next week, MG. I'll maybe try next week, MG. Next Saturday. Or next Friday, maybe like next Friday night, maybe. Depending how I feel after a week of 9 a.m. starts. But tomorrow I will be going to my mom's, and then I've got my gaming stream. So probably not tomorrow. Probably won't be a good time for the for your game. But I'll try to push myself to make the time for it next Saturday. Or next Friday, or like next Friday night, maybe Friday night, Saturday night. So I'll try to make time for it next weekend, NG. Bear in mind, like I said, I'm going to be finishing a week of 9 a.m. starts, so I might be tired, but I will do my best. And thank you so much. Can never do Fridays because I'm dead from work. Fair enough. Gonna play Final Fantasy. So for Final Fantasy, I'm gonna hold off on 2 things. First, I do want to see if I can sort of manage to have the energy to like record shit. Like to do a Let's Play. So I do want to wait to see if I can have the energy for it. I'm thinking the way I will test whether I have the energy for it. Star Trek Resurgence comes out, is supposed to come out in April. It's sort of gotten a reputation for being mostly freaks, though. Actually, MG, do Sundays work for you, MG? Like for the game, would like a Sunday work for you? Because I could probably do it this Sunday. I can do Sunday. Okay. All right. So email you Sunday. Anunnaki. I mean, it doesn't have to be not safe for work. Like you can, OnlyFans can be anything. Doesn't need to be a video. It's just for fun. Yeah. I probably won't record it. I doubt I'll bother recording it for a video or anything. So yeah, just do it for the fun. Make a cameo. Fair enough, MG. Well, I send you an email for $800. I mean, if you want an email, like you can email me and I will email you back. I have OBS. Comfort. She won't fucking tell. She won't tell me. She literally won't actually tell me what game it is. Why am I bad at it? Because I'm bad at technology. You emailed me before? That's right. Yeah, you said you emailed me a beautiful drawing, didn't you? Didn't you, Scrape Code? That is your beautiful. It was that beautiful drawing of your boss, as I recall. Is it a hentai game? I don't know, Comprek. I'll find out Sunday. Hey, Ishiki. No, you didn't miss much. We shit talked Nickelback and discussed MG being entirely too generous. So I cannot make nice content videos yet. House party, no. Nickelback memes. Not really the memes. We just talked about the fact that Nickelback sucks. Has the Game Grumps in it. Thoughts on Creed? Never watched it. It is a wholesome game. I just respect me enough not to not air stuff out there. My favorite X-Men game in the 90s. I never played them on the 90s consoles. The first X-Men game I played was X-Men Legends for the Xbox. Or was it the PlayStation? PlayStation. Or shit, which console did I have it on? PlayStation, I think I had it on. Or PS2. I assume probably would have been PS2 that I would have had it on. But yeah. The very first. That's the ARPG. Yes. The sort of isometric. Four characters. I love the X-Men fighting game where you can destroy everyone as Phoenix. Yeah, X-Men Legends was the first X-Men game that I played. And in fact, the only X-Men games that I played were the two X-Men Legends games. Like X-Men Legends and Legends 2 were the only X-Men games I've ever played. And then the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, 3 of those games. I enjoyed those games. They're very easy. Like they are very easy games to play, which suits me fine. Phoenix is overpowered. I remember in the very first X-Men Legends, I would argue that Storm was probably the single most overpowered character. You could kill enemies who weren't even on the screen. Just lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. You know, like Wolverine, you could eventually get to a point where he just did not die. But Storm, like I said, you could take out, especially once you start getting like chain lightning, you could take out rooms of enemies who had no idea you were even there. Phoenix was annoying because she not only had the power of flight, but she had her flames. RPGs. I mean, I played a couple. I played a few. Chrono Trigger, Earthbound. I've played a couple. Final Fantasies 3 and 4. I've played. Start working. I start on Monday, Gracie. Oh, not Dragon Quest. What was the Breath of Fire 2? I did play Breath of Fire 2. Do you play Sims? Nah, I don't. Only two. Like I've only played the second Breath of Fire. And I did really like that. It's a good story. Wind Waker. Never played Wind Waker. Nanya. Yeah, the Marvel Heroes. Was it Marvel? Was it just Marvel Heroes? It was the MMO, right? You're talking about the Marvel MMO. My brother played that one. The Marvel MMO. It's not a library job, unfortunately. Breath of Fire 3 was amazing. I never played WoW. I've never been interested in MMOs. The only MMO I've actually tried was the Star Trek MMO, the Star Trek Online, which did not impress me at all. I was not at all impressed with Star Trek Online. It sucks. StarCraft? No. No, like I said, the only MMO I've ever played was Star Trek Online. Pokemon Stadium 64. Diablo 4 is out soon. It's not really my type of game. Like I said, the next game that I'm playing is absolutely going to be the Star Trek Resurgence. I am very much looking forward to that game. JRPG. It is not. That Star Trek Resurgence. It is going to be almost more of like a visual novel. It looks like. I did not crack my phone screen. KFC memes for Diablo 4 did not entail the heartburn I endured for that early beta. I might be a virgin, I'm not sure. It can be tough to tell sometimes. Yeah, sadly, the Star Trek Resurgence doesn't have a release date yet. Supposedly, it's scheduled for April, but don't know when yet. So, yeah, that will definitely be the next Let's Play I do. Will be Star Trek Resurgence. Because I am that fucking nerd. My first time having sex was anal. Does the ass hold virginity or no? I mean, who the hell even... Virginity is like a stupid, outdated concept anyway. No, never played Harvest Moon. I tried it. I tried it on an emulator for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I've been watching the new Picard. I'm enjoying the current season. I'm holding Ultimate Judgment until the season is finished. Because as a show that is because it is telling a complete story over the course of the season, I'm sort of withholding judgment until the story is complete to see how they handle, exactly how they handle the themes it seems to be setting up. I'm holding my butt for someone special or someone with $100 in their $1,000 in their hands. Fair enough. Oh. That's definitely hard and tough, MG. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's what does virginity mean? I mean, like if sex is defined solely by penetration, then that means that a lot of lesbians will be lifelong virgins, and like that's not how that works. It's not how it works. Like it's virginity itself is virginity was about like fucking control anyway. Like virginity was always a way of sort of holding control over women. Yeah, like virginity is sort of you get to define virginity. You get to define your own virginity. So indeed, Cam, yes, absolutely. There's a lot of cultures, obviously, that hold the same ideals that about that. And I mean, even in North America, there's a lot of assholes who still hold those same views. But yeah, I'm inclined to think that people get to define their virginity for themselves. You think women should go around the internet ridiculing virgins? No. No, and I don't. I don't generally approve of that sort of thing, of shaming a guy for not having had sex and or like using that as or even just like implying that a guy is too much of a loser to have had sex and things like that. I'm not. I don't generally approve of that sort of thing. That said, once in a while, some of the jokes are sometimes funny. You know, sometimes a good line is a good line, but in general, I don't approve of it. Get a pet burn teacher to do the customer service job. Can one lose their virginity to a 2D character and forsake all human relations? What do I care? I mean, I never said that in them, yeah. My view in comedy is consider who the target of the joke is. Can I acknowledge that Scrape isn't a virgin? If Scrape says they're not a virgin, then I believe them. Before my husband met me, he was not a virgin, but he didn't have sex for 15 years. That is a long break. Whew. That's even longer than me, Bally. I'm at just over 9 years. That's some comedian saying great jokes. My opinion on that is that they are seldom funny, but there are people who are absolutely able to do funny jokes about that sort of thing. Mostly people who've lived through it. It's going to have its own Jerry Springer. No, not really. No one I can think of who's sort of Springer-like. Yeah, like the whole idea of like of there being uh, things you don't joke about or things that you can never joke about. It's more about like there are some topics where people who've been through it can joke about it because they are using it to diffuse uh, their own feelings on something that they went through. It is a coping mechanism for them. It is a way of like Holocaust victim. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Jessup was basically, hey, he was not Jerry Springer. He hears accepted McDonald's in exchange for sex. I mean, I've never had the opportunity. I might. No person that is their show, be it sideshow people, to spend bravity. No one I can think of for Canada. No Canadian shows I can think. But bear in mind, I don't watch TV. Yeah, so like Holocaust. I mean, like, there's not a doubt in my mind that there were people who, having lived through the Holocaust, made jokes about what they went through. And also, no doubt that some of their friends were horrified that they would make jokes about it. But Yeah, I mean, absolutely they would have. Absolutely, some of them would have, because people deal with trauma in different ways. Some people do cope with trauma through humor. I'm not the one who brought it up, Copper, but fine. But fine, whatever. But 606 million, it's still terrible. Thanks, Bally. Using wizards as an example. But I mean, pick a traumatic experience that people live through. What happened to Poston later? They're in a wall right now. So yeah, pick. Can you tell what people have been through by what they joke about? I mean, sometimes because they're talking about what they've been through. Yeah, whatever traumatic experience. People deal with. Some people deal with that shit through comedy. So are there topics that no one should ever joke about? No, because that is how some people deal with their experiences. But there are topics that you probably shouldn't make jokes about if you haven't lived through it. Humor's the best medicine. Yep. I mean, it's a pretty good one. Actual medicine is probably better. Actual medicine is probably the best medicine, but humor is definitely some good supplemental medicine. That joke about anime fans on prom night? I don't know that joke. Like that time I came down with strep throat. You know, antibiotics were definitely more effective than uh, than a Mitch Hedberg special would have. Than watching an old Mitch Hedberg special would have been. So medicine is the best medicine. Humor is supplemental. Is a good supplement. Make the best medicine in my bathtub. And yes, give Jenna recognition. Yes, thank you, Jenna. I'm always happy when you're here, Jenna. Always glad to have you here. You do good work as a mod, and you keep things fun. You keep things interesting. Why is my closet empty? Because it's a friggin' office closet. What the hell am I going to hang up in there? I'm not going to hang up my clothes in an office closet. Always here. Yep. Cold air balloons because I don't want to go anywhere and I'm afraid of heights. That's funny, comic book. Favorite song is Stand By. No, I don't like that song. I've never liked Eminem. Two rooms? Basically, yeah. I've got a bedroom that has like an office attached to it. Yeah, I've never enjoyed Eminem. My favorite song is Fine on the Outside by Priscilla On. Should she be mad at you, Cam? Have you ever done karaoke in public? Yes. I went to a karaoke bar. There were 2 occasions when I went to a bar with Chantal on karaoke night, and then I went up. Oh, shit, did I go up both nights, or did I only go up once? I remember I sang Fade to Black once. Metallica. I think it was Fade to Black. Sober. I didn't drink. I might not have sung the other time that we went. Might have only been the one time that I actually sang. Did I not? Am I singing to 7? Nah. Happy 30th birthday to Dixie Normus. Happy birthday, Dixie. Didn't read Neil Gaiman. I've read very little Neil Gaiman, less than I should. What a pretty name. Yeah. Lovely name. Happy birthday to, yeah. Happy birthday to Dixie Normus. Team Frog. MG is down at the pawn shop. Jenna's murder wrench. Jenna can do anything she could put. Jenna could do anything she put her mind to. I believe in Jenna. If she wanted to murder someone with a wrench, do I support genocide? Of course. I am always on the side of Jenna. Shots for Jenna. Camping? No. Fuck camping. What does the future of Jenna look like? I don't know yet. Situation. I don't really know how much energy I will have for anything once I'm working. Beyond that, so my training is going to be 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. No, I'm not live streaming my job. I'd like to not lose it. Once I'm out of training, my likely shift is probably going to be until like 2 a.m. I'm probably going to be working a late shift, which means I'd be getting off at like 2 in the morning, which is great for me. Maybe not great for my channel. How would I get home? Like this. It's work from home situation. It is a work from home job. So hey, Emso, why am I live streaming? Why not? Because it requires less because it's less mentally taxing than coming up with recorded content. Can I do the start? Yeah, I can do the Vulcan hand salute. I can do it with both hands. It's a possible stream. Yeah, I can do the Vulcan hand salute with both hands. Live long and prosper. Peace and long life. Thinking about how that works while you're in deep. Anyway, so yeah, I'm probably my shift will probably be until like 2 a.m. Streaming, like going on live at like 2 a.m. How many of my viewers are likely to be up? Would be sort of the thing there. You know, it might be. If I were to cosplay any Marvel character, what would it be? Probably Ms. Marvel. The Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel. Dazzler. She'd be good. She's had a couple of good outfits. Yeah, I'll probably get off soon, Barney. I'd maybe be awake, but not very coherent. So, no difference then, Comic Brook? I'm joking. You know we love you here. And you like, well, mostly indie shit. I mostly listen to just like indie stuff. I'm sorry, Comic Brook, but I mean, it was absolutely. You absolutely set yourself up for that one. Like it was just so obvious. K-pop. I have not tried any. I have not tried K-pop. It was low hanging fruit, but I don't really like reaching. Hi, Gia. Hey, Gia. Blackpink or BTS? Never listened to either. Easier to get a job once you have a job. Ironically, yeah. Hey, Michaela. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, it might just be a little bit awkward. Like once I'm especially when like during my training, I'm going to be really tired. Once I am out of training and on my regular shift, it's just going to be really late when I'm getting when I'm finishing. So it might end up being kind of awkward to live stream. Might sleep better now, being more tired during the day. Hopefully. Situation? Nah, I haven't been cooking at all. And, again, there's, 8.5 hour shifts. Am I really going to want to come on live after an 8.5 hour shift? Competitive? No, I would not, Nunya. Absolutely, I would not do that, Nunya. Basically matters. I'm not even going to bother. Honestly, what I am expecting is just a stay up until just not sleep at all. Basically, just not sleep at all. Go to bed on Sunday night and just sort of power through Monday. Which customers want? Well, I mean, some of it's like some of it is emails as well. So like just answering emails from that had come in throughout the day. No, I need to remember to make a call about getting on a local list. Bad idea is that? I mean, probably, but would I ever take a train across Canada for the content? I mean, maybe. How many hours of sleep do you need? I mean, ideally 8. Usually, I'll usually sleep like 9 or 10. But I mean, I can also sort of push myself earlier, or push myself a little bit on less. Need to be fresh for first. Yeah, I don't know. The first day is. I feel like the first day ends up being a lot of bullshit. Sometimes you just want some human interaction with the customer service agent during the lonely witching hours. I remember those days. I worked overnight at one of my old jobs a couple of times. Couple of times I had overnight shifts. And yeah, people would call in. There were absolutely people who would call in just for company, just to have someone to talk to. They would just like ask questions and. Hey, Danny. Also kind of scary. Didn't want to be arrested, so you can be charismatic to work to new coworkers. Pass. Yeah, I mean, like it's for the most part. Like usually, it wasn't a problem. Like usually, it was fine. It was irritating when they'd call like 10 minutes before my shift ended, and I could tell that it was going to be like 30 minutes of them asking about various things. Which call I ever got? I don't know. It's hard to. I don't really remember the calls very well. I don't really remember many of the calls. Actually, no. The weirdest one I got, a woman was calling in. She'd ordered a cell phone, and it had been stolen. And it was the second time that it had happened, which is frustrating. And she was upset, and like she wanted us to investigate it. And like at one point, she got like she had another phone. Like she was calling from one phone, but she had another phone with her, and she called fucking FBI from that phone to demand that they investigate it. And it was like, she had me on one phone and police on the other. It's like, what the fuck is this? Are we get old? Are you sitting on me? Not often. Not really. No, I don't think I ever had that. Yes, situation. So I this was StarTech was the company that I worked for. It was a third party call center, outsourcing. Um, we were specifically dealing with AT&T Mobility, which then became Singular, which then became AT&T Wireless. Which I think there was also another name in there somewhere. Yeah, like in mergers and shit, mergers and corporate rebranding and all that shit. Hey, Squid. So yeah, it was, I doubt it, Gia. Would I let the FBI burst through my windows? I would prefer they not. Do you have your own room? Yeah, I have my own room. No, not from China. Great listeners, the old people. Yep. Yeah, I'm an okay listener. So yeah, as my mom worked at that call center as well, and she always got a laugh about at the time. Uh, Lou Dobbs was still on CNN back then, and at the time he was, hey, Squishy. He was like Lou Dobbs was super into uh, a campaign against outsourcing, like calling out companies that outsource their labor. Uh, he's on Fox now, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Lou Dobbs is on still on Fox News now. I know he moved over to Fox News. I'm pretty sure he's still there. Known as named Lou Dobbs. So yeah, like he was like that was sort of his bugaboo at the time. His sort of like the main thing that he uh, sort of went back to was the evil outsourcing and companies sending jobs overseas. And it always entertained my mom because, like, hi, we're the overseas labor. What is a bugaboo? A bugaboo is sort of like just sort of something that I don't know, something that you spend or that somebody has. I don't know how to. Object of fear or alarm. There it is. Yeah, it's an object of fear or alarm. That's what a bugaboo is. Creepy color made no sense. Can't remember any of those, probably. Can't remember any of those. The engraving. The hummingbird simply must work harder in the rain. Uh, I'll be honest. I really don't like. As soon as I would get off the call, it was out of my head. Um, like as soon as that call was over, it was no longer my concern. I no longer gave a shit. So like as far as like remembering calls, very, very, very few. Um, Call ended. Finish my notes. My hands are clean. Yep. Wash my hands of it. It's not something that I need to worry about anymore. I don't think about it anymore. So yeah, it's will I get a PO box? I don't know, but Bernie, I don't know. So yeah, it was just like I don't remember the calls because I don't care. I didn't care. One of the few that I do remember. Again, this was during my night shift. Um, we had some kid calling in trying to prank us. Um, calling in and hanging up and all that. So, and I mean, it was whatever. Chantal was. This is Chantal. Uh, was on we were on the same team. Chantal was still at that call center. We were on the same team on the night shift, and as you can imagine, she was not the best at that sort of calls. So she got annoyed and was just and just told the kid that we're alerting the cops, and hung up. It's like she told the kid that we were just going to call the cops on him. A few minutes later, one of the other girls on the team wraps up her call and says that the kid had called back in and apologized. And I was like, please don't call the cops on me. Yeah, she well, you know what you did wrong, right? It's just hilarious. Oh, I was like the height of unprofessionalism. Hey, Alien Tourist, I was really very unprofessional, but it led to a hilarious moment with the a few minutes later when the other girls talked about it. She assured the kid, obviously. And we call the cops. I mean, we didn't have the kid's address or the number or anything. We didn't have any way of calling the cops on the kid. So it's like we weren't going to. It was an empty threat to try to get the kid to shut the fuck up and leave us alone. Easier to prank call centers because someone has to answer. Exactly, situation. Like it was. Oh, they didn't have PTSD. Like I said, it was just a way of trying. It was an empty threat to try to get the kid to stop calling. Was it professional? Absolutely not. Was it moral? Not particularly. Was it the right thing for Chantel to do? Again, not particularly. But it was whatever. It was an empty threat. I mean, I do not work for a 1-900 line. But it was just hilarious when the kid called back in. I was like, please don't call the cops. I'm sorry. I'll be good. It was just a funny moment. Yeah. We call the police. No. No, I am not working for any sort of emergency service dispatch or anything like that, Gia. Mandy, not. Well, Not anymore because they just filled a class. Anything tourist? Hard to blame. It'd be hard to blame her with the harassment she gets. The fact that people just don't want to let her live her fucking life. It is not manual life now. You know, like it is absolutely. It is absolutely difficult feeling like everyone wants you to be miserable. That, you know, when your comments are full of people who seem absolutely dedicated to wanting you to be miserable. You know, it absolutely starts feeling like everybody like people hate the idea of you being happy, that nobody wants you to be happy. And that takes a fucking toll. And she's been dealing with that shit for years. It wears you down. Like, I've had to deal with that shit, and I've had to deal with that shit, but nowhere near the extent that she has. I mean, it doesn't matter how confident you are. It doesn't matter how little you care about what other people say about you. It is fucking exhausting seeing comment after comment after comment after comment that is just full of hate and contempt and a desire to see you miserable. And yeah, can't get mad at the internet if it's on. Right, but I mean, that's the only way to not get mad at the internet is to not fucking exist on the internet. Like, that's what it ultimately comes down to. If you are, especially if you are to any sort of entertainer on the internet or anything like that, isn't the money worth it? I mean, it hits a point where it's not. It hits a point where it is absolutely not worth any amount of money because it is your mental health. And I mean, like, all these people, like all those reaction channels and all the people who watch those reaction channels, like all those people who are going to be talking about Chantal crying, they're going to be spending more time shitting on her. They're going to be fucking proud of themselves for making her cry. They're going to use it as proof of how right they are, of how righteous they are. Like, they're going to use it as proof of their own fucking righteousness. You know, they're pushing someone to a fucking mental breakdown and being like, I am the good guy here. I am the hero. I am the hero for driving this random person on YouTube to a total fucking mental breakdown because of fucking what, because I of fucking whatever, because of something she said 4 fucking years ago. Alien Tourist, I will try to keep doing YouTube. We'll see. We'll see how much energy I have for it, is sort of going to be what it comes down to there. Yeah, I mean, all those people who do the reaction videos, all those people who post harassing comments, all those people who harass Chantel, not a single fucking one of them is going to have that epiphany that what they've done, that what they've been doing to her is shitty. Because she's not a person to them. She's not human to them. She's a character. And in their minds, they decided that she is a villain. She is the villain character who needs to be defeated. And antidepressants would definitely do her good, for sure. So yeah, it's why I fucking hate those people. DC Media Girl was defeated. Her channel was terminated by YouTube. Well, because she was a serial harasser, wasn't she? Like, she sort of like, her channel was built on tearing people down. So yeah, like, these people have all convinced themselves that Chantel is the villain who needs to be defeated, and any means to that end are justified. Any means are justified in defeating the villain. That's just, like I said, I cannot blame Chantel for reacting. Like, I've told her in the past that the best way for her to deal with it is to ignore it, to not watch those channels, to not respond to them, to just ignore it. But I mean, it's easy to say. That's easy to say, but let you keep watching it. I mean, it's a compulsion. It's hey, Barbara, thanks. And for sure, there's a level of ego to it when to her watching them. She wants to know what people are saying about her. I've ever seen her react. Have I ever seen a reaction channel react to you? I watched one. Like I think the first time one of the times when I sort of co-opted Chantel's channel to do a live of my own. Like before I started my channel, uh, I think it was Monty. I know it was a black guy. Hey, Miranda. Or, yeah. Hey, MT. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Monty. Um, so I watched a little bit of it, and honestly, my main feeling, like, the way I felt about it was basically came down to, well, at least be fucking funny. You know? It was like, geez, dude, like, this is boring. Like, this reaction is boring. You know, what a tedious motherfucker you are. Was sort of how I felt about his reaction. Um his reaction video. So yeah, it was just, but after that, like I've never watched any of the other, actually no. There was one other reaction I watched. Uh I have no I don't remember who it was, some lady who did a reaction video to one of my videos where I talked about which X-Men about sort of which X-Men I thought were queer. Because like one of my I think it was one of my earlier videos. I sort of talked about, you know, my views on which X-Men were queer in which ways. Um, you know, Kitty being bi, Illyana being a lesbian, Logan being sort of situationally bi, you know, that sort of thing. Uh, I mean, it was a silly fun. It was a silly video that I did for fun because I like the X-Men. Like that was like there was nothing to it more than that. And this woman took it so fucking seriously and like used it to as a way of like judging my character, and it's like, lady, I'm just a fucking nerd. Like I'm a geek doing what geeks do. Especially what X-Men fans do. Like anyone who's actually an X-Men fan will tell you, speculating on their romantic lives is one of the main things that X-Men fans do. It's just what it's it's central to the franchise. Like that, I feel like that set like I feel like the romantic shit was like central to the franchise. She was hating on me. Like she was hating on me for it. It's like, why are you talking about this? Why are you speculating on fictional characters' sexuality? Why are you speculating on this? Why are you so obsessed with this? Because it's fun? Why was Team Edward versus Team Jacob such a huge deal? Because it was fun? why do TV shows go spend years on will they, won't they between the male and female leads? Because it's fun. Because people like stories about characters who feel like people. Romance is a part of the human condition. And people like stories about the human condition. Thus, they like stories about romances. There's a reason romance is one of the biggest fucking genres of fiction. I don't think they can hear me. I'm pretty sure they can't hear me. Yeah. So yeah, romance is one of the most popular genres of fiction for a reason. So this whole this is a common thing. Especially anytime someone speculates about whether a fictional character is gay. Especially anytime you people speculate about a non-straight romance between two fictional characters. Always. There's someone going to jump in like, oh, it's just a story. Who cares? And if you're reading superheroes fiction, if you're talking about Jubilee and Laura Kinney should definitely be a couple. No, superhero stories. Why are you speculating on the sexuality of superhero stories? Nobody wants to read about gay sex in a superhero story. Nobody wants to read about that. Yeah, thanks for coming, Mandy. Any deep lore in the gummy bears? Probably. I don't know any of the deep lore in the gummy bears, but I'm sure there's a lot of it. Or when people talk about Wolverine and Nightcrawler is a popular pairing. So when people, someone's like, oh, Wolverine and Nightcrawler, oh, they definitely hooked up. Well, nobody wants to read about gay sex in a superhero comic. Bitch, have you fucking read a superhero comic? Any fucking superhero comic? But fucking especially, have you ever read a fucking X-Men comic? One of the biggest, one of the main running themes of the original X-Men was the love triangle between Scott, Jean, and Warren. Deadpool is pansexual? Yes, Deadpool is pansexual. Apparently, his current love interest in his current series, I guess, is non-binary, which is cool. By pure coincidence, the writer of the current Deadpool series is non-binary. Total coincidence there, I'm sure. But yeah, it's so the Scott, Jean, Warren love triangle was a major thing for the first 3 years of the X-Men comic. Iceman and Zelda and Beast and Vera. Again, like these were, you know, romance was built into the X-Men from the start. And then when you get to the Claremont era, holy shit, the fucking Claremont era was all about who was fucking whom. So like people talking about like, oh, nobody's reading X-Men for relationships. No one's really X-Men for the romantic stuff. Bitch, you've never read a fucking X-Men comic in your life. Can I ask you a question about pandas? Sure. I probably won't know the answer. I don't know much about pandas. So yeah, this lady doing a video, like doing a reaction video, like about me talking about X-Men being gay. It's like, dude, it's like, lady, come on. You know nothing about the X-Men, and you don't know anything about fucking fiction. If you don't know that romantic shit was like that romantic shit is one of the key elements of fiction in general. Has a red panda ever jumped out of a tree onto your head? No. I have never had to deal with a drop panda, with a drop bear. The correction count just because it gets watch when I'm gone. Aw, thanks. Red pandas are cute. They are cute. Red pandas are very cute. Turning Red was a good movie. It looked it. I didn't watch it because it came out after I started my done with Disney shit. But it looked really good. It looked like a really cute movie. So yeah, those are the only two reactions. So yeah, current subscriptions. Crave. So yeah, I've watched two reactions to my own content. One was Monty reacting to one of my very earliest lives, and I found it boring. One was some lady reacting to my video about the X-Men being gay, and I found her stupid. Why can I never see live chat replay in your videos? Am I looking too soon after the? It's possible it might be you might be looking too soon, Vanna. I think it does take a little bit of time for the replays to show up. I do always click on, to turn it on, and whenever I like on the few occasions that I have gone back and clicked on my lives, which X-Men aren't gay. None. They're all gay. Every single one. Benadryl? I don't. I don't have Benadryl. Genuinely, I can't think of anyone in the X-Men franchise where it's like, oh no, that character is definitely straight. The 101 Dalmatians guy? I mean, statistically speaking, a couple of them have to be, right? Like, at least a couple of them would have to be. Just statistically speaking. Yeah, maybe like 5 to 10. Maybe like five, anywhere from 5 to 11 of the Dalmatians would have had to have been gay. Oh no, Cyclops was bi. The Cyclops and Cyclops is in a polycule with Jean and Logan. So Cyclops and Logan are definitely going to Pound Town. Blob is seeking Chevy Chasers. He and Unis had some subtext. Unis the unstoppable. Cyclops, yep. That said, Cyclops. I don't know if Cyclops himself necessarily has a type, but he is absolute catnip for uh, for dominant psychic ladies, for dominant psychic women. You know, like dominant psychic women look at Scott Summers and be like, "Yeah, I want that broken bat, motherfucker." Something between Storm and Callisto. Callisto, yes. Storm and Callisto absolutely hate fuck. Even when they're friends, they engage in hate fucking. Yeah, it's like Cyclops is just this walking pile of issues. No. I tried. I tried briefly, 10 years ago. I wrote a couple of shitty ones, 10 years ago, but 601 from the multiverse. Spiral. No, I think she's had hookups. She and Longshot have a lot of flirtation, but I mean, she's flirted with other people as well. I'm pretty sure she's pan. You know who strikes me as asexual? Jubilee. Far as I know, the only is it true that all penguins are homosexual, or that's a rumor? Not true. I mean, look at how well they dress. Of course, they are. Thought Jubilee was MTF. I'd buy that. I'd believe that if somebody decided to make that a thing. Who would survive better in the wild, a panda or panda? And pandas suck at surviving. They would absolutely do better than I would. Yeah, as far as I know, the only confirmed asexual character in Marvel is the new Wasp, Nadia Van Dyne. It hasn't been, there hasn't been an explicit statement on panel, I am asexual. She hasn't said it on panel, but there's been sort of like minor hints, and it is absolutely confirmed by Jeremy Whitley, the person who who wrote her solo series, that she is asexual. So as far as I know, she is the only sort of canonically asexual character at Marvel. Setting aside like cosmic concepts or shit like that. But as far as I know, she's the only canonically asexual character. But I do think that Jubilee is probably asexual. I read her that way. Definitely the relationship with Ant-Man. Which one? You mean Ant-Man and Wasp? So I mean, bear in mind, I'm talking comics. So in the comics, Ant-Man and Wasp were married. Then Ant-Man had a complete mental breakdown, which included backhanding the Wasp. They divorced. They at some point did try to get together again. I mean, at his lowest point, he was verbally abusive and he hit her once. It was like he was in the depths of a complete and total mental breakdown. Like he was sort of in a position where he had absolutely no real control over himself or his actions. He was responsible, but like he was just completely broken down, mentally broken. He built a robot to attack the Avengers, with his plan being that he would swoop in and stop the robot in order to make himself look good to the team. So yeah, absolute mental breakdown. And during that, yes, he hit the Wasp. Not Ultron. No, not Ultron. This was years after. This was years after he built Ultron, a robot who went evil. So yeah, he was not thinking clearly at all. But yeah, in the depths of that, he did hit the Wasp, and they broke up. And occasionally, and like they tried at later on, eventually they did try to give it another shot. Didn't work out, obviously. They generally remained friends. Hey, Danger Sideburns. Until he died. I'm pretty sure he's actually still dead in the comics, which has been for a while. What issue is that? I don't remember what issue it was that he hit her. Nope. Avengers number 213. Yeah, so Avengers number 213. When did he die? Yeah, back in 2015, apparently. Looks like back in 2015, he merged with Ultron, which basically killed him. And he hasn't been. I think he's still. I have seen Mallrats. Last I read, he was still. His body was still merged with Ultron, but his soul was dead. last I heard, I think it was sort of established that it was sort of Ultron believing that he was Hank Pym. Yeah, it's been 8 years. Kind of surprising. New Clerks film. Yeah, new one just. I think it already came out, didn't it? I haven't watched it. Yeah, it's a little bit surprising that they haven't brought Hank Pym back yet. It has been 8 years. It's unusual for a character to stay. It's unusual for a classic character to stay um, sort of out of circulation for so long. Then yeah. Apparently, the third Clerks 3, I guess, is Dante has a heart attack and decides that he's going to make a movie about working. That he decides to basically make Clerks, the first Clerks movie. So Clerks 3 is essentially about making the original Clerks. I haven't watched the movie, but that, from what I understand, from what I've read about it, that is the basic plot. Okay, good night, alien tourist. Over 3.5 hours. About time for me to move along, get moving on as well. About time for me to move along. I don't know that I'd agree with that Kevin Smith lost his talent. I would say that what happened is I would say that what happened with Kevin Smith was that he gained more freedom. Maybe like he started being able to work with actual budgets. He started getting actual budgets, so he didn't have to be as creative at sort of working around how little the fact that he had no money. He was able to start doing more, and that. So yeah, I think that's what happened. He was able to start doing more stuff, and that didn't it didn't fit the style that his audience had come to expect. I think that's what happened. It's not that he lost his talent. It's that the more successful he got, the more he sort of started trying different things, and his audience was sort of more used to something else. But anyway, like I said, it's after midnight here, so I am going to get going. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow for Cove. We'll do Cove tomorrow. It's a gaming stream, Our Life Beginnings and Always, at some point tomorrow, sometime tomorrow night. For now, thanks for watching. And good night, everybody.